Hi everybody, it's David Porter. A few quick thoughts about private practice versus working in a clinic. Quick rundown of the advantages and disadvantages. You work in a clinic, you can look forward to getting about the same paycheck every week or every other week. If you work in private practice, your income can be variable, unreliable, and you may get paid, you may not get paid, because your payment is going to come through insurance companies, that is third-party payers, and it depends on the billing cycle, whether or not you submitted billing on time and whether or not your bills are being reviewed. So there can be delays sometimes of up to 3 weeks before you collect, from the time between you see your patient and submit the bill and the time you collect for it. So you have to be able to tolerate unreliable income. Number two, you will not get any benefits. No vacation, no health care, no retirement. You have to handle all of these things by yourself. You have to either pay out of pocket for a health insurance plan, or my solution is I have a personal health care account where I keep an account. I put money in it, which is going to be much less than what I would have to pay for an insurance premium, and I use that for any medical expenses. You have to get a 401k, or excuse me, you have to get an IRA. You're not going to get a 401k. You have to get an IRA. And as a private practitioner, you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, and I can't remember the last time I had a full day off. Even on days where I'm not practicing or teaching or writing, I have to do something related to one of those tasks, whether it's answering an email or returning a phone call, or just writing down some notes and ideas. I do something work related every single day. I can't recall the last time I had an actual full day off. Number three, and this is something which I find freeing. Other people are going to find it empty or lonely. I'm on my own. I work from home doing teletherapy right now. Prior to the COVID pandemic, I had my office, but you are on your own. You do not have to go to meetings. You do not have to do supervision. And presumably if you're in private practice, you're licensed and experienced. And I don't have to go to any of these annual retreats. And that's my preference. I cannot stand going to meetings. I can't recall a meeting that was ever actually productive. I despise these moronic retreats that I was forced to go to when I worked at a clinic. And I'm an introvert, so my preference is privacy and solitude. Other people are going to find that professionally isolating and lonely. It's my preference. Number four, you are going to have to pay for all of your expenses. I have to pay for my own liability insurance, my own license, and my own continuing education, my own office supplies. I have to buy my laptop, my office chair, notepads and pens, anything which I need to operate my business, I have to pay for out of pocket. None of this is provided. I don't have a supply closet I can go to at my clinic and just grab what I need. Or if I need, I'm not provided, at a clinic you're going to be provided with a PC, office furniture. I have to take care of all that stuff myself. The good news is all of those things are tax write-offs. And also as an expense, I have to have an accountant and a biller. I don't do my own billing. I have someone who does it for me. I don't do my own taxes. I have an accountant. And my accountant has said the qualification for a tax write-off, the criteria for a tax write-off is it ordinary or necessary? An ordinary expense cannot be a tax deduction. If it is necessary for the operation of your business, it is a tax deduction. So I save every single receipt for everything I buy, and then scour the receipts line by line to see if there's anything that I'm going to use in the operation of my business. If so, I save the receipt, and it is a legit business expense. Quick, important tip: photocopy your receipts every month. The ink on receipts is not durable and persistent enough. By the end of the year, you're going to have a bunch of blank little pieces of paper from your January, February, March receipts. Photocopy them every month so you can read them at the end of the year when it's tax time. Where are we? Number 5. Number 5 is, I found working in a clinic to be very stifling. You could not exercise any creativity. If you had an idea, you had to put it through the proper channels, and if it was approved, it would take months. More often than not, your ideas were not approved or implemented. They were lost in the pipeline. Because what is so important to you, a priority to you, so innovative for you, doesn't mean anything and is completely indifferent to someone else, or it conflicts with their priorities, their agenda. And working in a clinic, it may be a non-profit entity, but you're still in the corporate world, which tends to stifle creativity. There are established ways of doing things, entrenched bureaucracies, and it's not going to change. Now, as a private practitioner, if I have an idea, I can implement it within the same hour, as long as it sits within ethical boundaries. If I come up with a new idea, I can start doing it almost immediately. Number 6, you go to work at a clinic, you go in there at 8 or 9 a.m., stay until 5, 6 p.m., and you're done. You go home, you don't have to think about it again until the next day. And if a patient is in crisis, you have, typically at a clinic, you have crisis services who are going to take care of it for you and send you a note about it the next day. As a private practitioner, I have to check my voicemail at least 5 times a day, check my email constantly, and I check it first thing in the morning, I check it last thing before I go to bed at night. And if a patient is in crisis, I have to respond. I'm the one who's responsible. And you have a great deal of responsibility, but you also have a great deal of autonomy. You have to be able to tolerate inconsistent income, and you have to cover all your own expenses. So there are many challenges, but I will tell you, I started my private practice in 2007, part-time. I took it full-time in 2013, and the thought of going to work at a clinic again is absolutely inconceivable outside of doing some consulting. Doing a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday at a clinic is absolutely inconceivable for so many reasons. My stress levels have plummeted since I went out on my own. My income and earnings have increased since I went out on my own, and I've had to learn a great deal about small business management along the way, entrepreneurship, marketing, and you have to be very self-motivating in order to stay on top of things and do things every day. And there are days where it absolutely gets overwhelming, and it's part of the ride. I read something recently that the most important task for an entrepreneur or small business owner to do, the most important skill to learn, is problem solving. I spend a good deal of time unfucking situations, and it's okay, it's part of the ride. You have to be very organized, you have to have very good time management skills, you have to be able to communicate well, and know how to delegate tasks to other people. Again, I don't do my own billing or my own taxes. I have hired people to do that for me. Little things like laundry. I drop off whatever laundry I can and get it done. rather than doing laundry myself. Multitasking. If I do my own laundry, I am also making videos, I'm writing progress notes, I'm checking in on my online classes, I am working on a writing project. You have to be able to multitask. You need good personal computer skills. The big three, Excel, PowerPoint, and Word, you need to be adept at those. And you need, of course, to be good with Outlook Express or Thunderbird, or some other email platform. You need to be good with a browser, whether it's Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Edge, whatever. Adobe Acrobat, Adobe Photoshop might be useful if you're doing PowerPoint presentations. These are very basic skills that you need to have. So those are all my thoughts for now. Thanks for watching, and please hit subscribe and be safe.